Welcome everyone, this is Pineleaf Needles for the first episode of the LOTRO portion of Pineleaf Plays the Archer. And in LOTRO, it should be no surprise, I will be playing the Hunter, since this is the class that by far is best with the bow. Now, of course, if I'm going to be emphasizing the bow, I decided that I will be a woodworker for this particular series, since woodworking, being a bowyer, goes very well with the idea of a bow emphasis. So therefore I chose that. There are other professions that can work well with a hunter. For example, a scholar in order to make oils. And if you burn through a large number of oils, then a scholar could be a pretty good fit with the hunter. Another possibility, of course, is a cook, because if you cook your food, then you could just have something, a little boost on your morale and your stats in order to keep on that. So those are a couple of other options on there, but I decided to go with the traditional route of just going with the woodworker so that I could be able to make my own weapons. Therefore, let's go and make one here. I am currently doing the quest to Introduction to Woodworking, and they have to ask you to make a rowan bow. So that is very convenient that they're asking me to do that, since that is going to be perfect for this character. So therefore, I need woodworking tools, of course, because I currently have my forestry tools in here. I'll probably have to grab a universal toolkit from the vault when I get there, and as you can see from my inventory area, I'm in desperate need to visit both a vault and a vendor to get rid of all this stuff. I'm just recently out of the intro area, so therefore I haven't quite gotten into a good area yet. Alright, let me just put this here so that I can have my tools there. There we go. Now let's make ourselves a bow. And what do we get? One rowan bow, and this is going to be a significant improvement. You know, 40% increase in my damage. That's pretty good.
How do you do?
Yeah, let me see how you've done. Good curve to the bow. You strung it well to allow the arrows to have the best possible range. I think this is a very good effort and proves that you are prepared to continue the work towards becoming a master woodworker. Alright. So that's done, and best of yet, we get to keep the bow and use it. As soon as we find it to us, of course. And we can also make melee weapons. Now, normally I don't use clubs on a lot of characters, but if I'm a woodworker anyway, then I might as well use it for this character. The other possibility is a hammer. Actually, I think a hammer would look better than a club. Now, neither one of them is the main weapon for the race of man, so I may be switching to another weapon later on, but even then, when I think of dual wielding, I usually think of using knives for it, because using two swords just doesn't feel realistic to me. I know it's a staple of fantasy literature and all that stuff, but plausibility is sometimes something I like to go with. That's better sometimes than what's optimal.
Good day.
Let's get some rough leather wrappings. Let's see. Now I might try using a more optimal weapon on my right hand, because sword and dagger, of course, is a very traditional weapon. So that's probably what I will go with in the long run. But for now, we will try... Oh, right. Should I try it with the club or a pick? Or I mean a hammer. It's a hammer, not a pick. I think a hammer would be... Let's try a hammer. I don't use hammers all that often. So let's see how that works. Alright, rowan hammer and 7.9 DPS. It's definitely an improvement on my DPS. It improves power. And what's the special ability on there? Target, you have a small chance of lowering your attack's ability to evade. Well, I guess that can be useful. Oh. It would Yeah, actually help if I actually read which weapons I'm allowed to use. Yeah, I can't use a club. Alright, I'm not proficient in any of these things? Oh, somehow I thought I was proficient in more weapons. Maybe at level 10 I get a couple more weapons. Well then, no, that's completely silly. Well, maybe I'll pick up additional weapons later. But that did help a little bit with that skill. But that's not all I wanted to do in this episode. What I would really like to do, of course, is to demonstrate what my plans are for this series, of course. And second of all, what my various plans are for my trait line. Because normally when I play a hunter, I play a character called Pine Trap, and Pine Trap obviously is running Trapper line, which is the yellow line for the hunter. But when I am playing this character, I decided that I will do a different line than I usually use, and the three lines that are available are the Huntsman, the Bowmaster, and Trapper of Foes. Now I'm going to try the Huntsman, and this is because this is where you are mobile. This is the very mobile line. Bowmaster I think works best in a group, so if you're playing solo and you could rip through the enemy and kill them before they get to you, you could also work pretty well there. I'll probably use Bowmaster as a secondary one and avoid Trapper of Foes simply because that's what I use on all my other hunters. But for now, let's look at the Huntsman. And rename this to Huntsman. Huntsman, and I'll put ability. Oh. Okay, I'll say mobility since that'll tell me which line it is, because Huntsman, I'm never going to remember that. So now I have earned 2 points. One I got at level 7, one that I got at level 9. Now I should have gone and specialized a little bit earlier than I did, but I saved it now because I wanted to wait until I was able to film this episode. Now you may be wondering, how often am I doing them? Well, it is a weekly show, but the idea here is I'm going to step in levels at approximately the same rate at which you would do for Bingo Boffin. And in fact, I'm going to do a week's of Bingo Boffin before I come here. I've already done the level 8 Bingo Boffin, and this is the follow-up to that. So next week I'll do the follow-up to the level 9 Bingo Boffin, which I'm already high enough level to do. And I'm going to work on it at that pace. Now I'm not actually going to show the Bingo Boffin stuff since I'm already doing a series on that. And in fact, if you watch that, you notice I recently switched to a hunter on there. And there I will be doing Trapper of Foes. So you will be able to see me running in the yellow line. And it's just that I'll be doing that in a different series. So here we can do extra ranged damage. And here we can -4 on all skill. And oh boy, this is... Oh, that is... Oh, choosing between damage and skill... Oh, skill inductions anytime, I think. Right, because I am always finding myself saying, oh no, this is feel like taking forever and stuff like that, and being able to do it quickly and on the move, I think, is a good idea. Barrage, a quick attack that deals more damage each time it is used. Alright, plus 30% barrage damage, and plus 50% barrage power cost, and a cooldown of 1 second. Alright, so therefore we will put this here. So that's their thing, is being able to do multiple attacks there. Alright, let's move this next to here. This takes how much focus? Well, because it must need focus in here, because otherwise this is Cost 3 focus, cost 3. Okay, they both cost 3 focus. Yes. Now I see where the costs are. Now I thought I'd do a couple of quests here. Now most of the time I will be doing instances, things like skirmishes, epic battles, and stuff like that, in order to get the feel of how the hunter works. So occasionally I will be doing landscape quests, and of course since this is level 9, there isn't exactly a good pick of instances around. I have 3 quests I'm actually looking to do here. One is to get the Black Wolf Recruits Pack, which is part of the epic storyline. Another one is to kill the wolves here. One thing I'm going to miss from the trap line is the ability to do triple traps. But I guess if I kill them fast enough, it won't matter much. Oh yeah, and then there's Scourging Blow. If I could do a barbed arrow, then this followed by a barbed arrow can do extra damage. Alright, I have to remember to do that. And I should also have moved that at the same time, so that's in a proper location. So I have these skills I'm not used to because I'm used to setting traps and throwing down defenses and the like. And I have to remember that I am allowed to move. Let's see, I need to test that out. Now, is it... Now... Yeah. Yeah, okay, I can actually... Yeah, I can do both. I wanted to make sure that I was actually able to move as opposed to it to being a situation where I have shorter inductions and the like, and that allows me to... And that just facilitating shooting on the move, like stuff like that. Alright, let's go with this barrage. Oh, well, that was quite a barrage. Let's see if I can draw him to the trap. Of course, he's going to be probably dead by now. Moved. Looks like Barrage sends out multiple arrows out there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like 2 arrows go out. I don't know, somehow firing multiple arrows doesn't sound very plausible to me. But yeah, that's another staple of Fantasy, and I guess it does fit the Lord of the Rings, considering that, at least in the movies, Legolas keeps on shooting multiple arrows out of his at the same time. But the plausibility of it, I'll probably have to go and see if anyone ever looked into that. I suspect, or if it's just a, nah, that idea is just so ludicrous that I'm testing it. So the other thing I wanted to do was to pick up the recruits pack, and also I'm looking for the catch pole, fishing pole. I figured that's enough there because I do want to keep from getting my levels up too high at once. Well, I got the fishing pole at least, so now all I need is the backpack. There you go after the archer here. Okay. Oh, he got killed by the trap! Oh boy. Well, that is certainly powerful. Yeah, these guys are level 8. I didn't think I'd be ripping through them so much. Alright, well, looks like I just disappointed that lore master because it looked like it's sending his bear after it, and I killed the thing before the bear arrived. Alright, well I think that's enough on that department. And I think that's enough for an episode. Well, next week, I don't have anything specific scheduled yet. Most likely, I'll just invade the Black Wolves camp and see how much havoc I can raise there. But that'll be for next time. Until then, this is Pineleaf Needles reminding you to hunt responsibly.